I, Douglas Ducote, an American patriot by the grace of God, do solemnly swear to support and defend the Constitution of the United States of America from enemies foreign and especially domestic. I, Douglas Ducote, an American patriot by the grace of God, do solemnly swear to support and defend the Constitution of the United States of America from enemies foreign and especially domestic.
Say it with me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good evening, Patriots, and welcome to the Wednesday night version of the Douglas Ducote Show, something that we are starting tonight that's going to be new, which will be me and my wife, Marilyn. We'll be discussing things that are not typically politically motivated or a discussion about politics. Instead, we're going to share things about ourselves, about our life, whether it's marital advice or, feel free to ask any questions that you might have in the chat, and we'll be sure to try and answer them. But we're just going to do this little thing on Wednesdays that's going to be different than the normal show on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
We might get into stuff that's a little controversial, but for the most part,
yeah, exactly,
be pretty open.
But anyhow, we obviously, this show kind of got hijacked a little bit tonight because of the terrorist attack that is happening in New Orleans and in Las Vegas at the moment. So I want to share with you some of the information that I've been able to gather on who this terrorist suspect is. Shahzan Don Jabbar, or Jabbar is his name. And what we know about him so far at this point, the suspect allegedly drove into a joyous crowd at a New Year's celebration in New Orleans, Louisiana, killing at least 15 people and injuring dozens more. The FBI has identified him. He died at the scene of the attack. We do know that he was a U.S.-born citizen who lived in Texas, according to the FBI. In 2012, he and his wife, Nakabra Jabbar, marriage came to an end. The New York Times reported that his second marriage also ended. That was in 2022. The Times also reported that the pair shared 2 children together. Court documents showed that Jabbar was a deadbeat dad who failed to pay child support for the couple's children. He is, sadly, a U.S. Army veteran and served as a human resource specialist and information technology IT specialist from March 2007 until January of 2015. Following active duty, he served in the Army Reserves as an IT specialist from January 2015 to July of 2020. During his tenure, he also deployed to combat in Afghanistan in February of 2009 to January of 2010. While in the Army, he was awarded several different medals, including Global War on Terrorism, the Army Combination Medal, Army Achievement Medal, Army Good Conduct Medal, Army Reserve Components Achievement Medal, National Defense Service Medal, Afghan Campaign and the with Campaign Stars, Non-Commissioned Officer Professional Development Ribbon, so he was either an E5 or an E6, Army Service Ribbon, Overseas Service Ribbon, Army Service Reserve Component Overseas Training Ribbon, NATO Medal, Meritorious Unit Accommodations. He was a parachutist. He went to airborne training and also had a driver mechanic's badge.
Sounds like he knew what he's doing.
he has a little bit of training, folks. He was charged with 2 minor crimes in 2002 and 2005, misdemeanor theft in Katy, Texas, and driving with an invalid license. He was a registered Democrat, according to voter records. In a series of videos that have been that the FBI has seen, we can't see them because YouTube took them down. Supposedly, he discussed planning to kill his family and having dreams that helped inspire him to join the ISIS terrorist group, according to the FBI. As of going live tonight, the death toll right now is at 15 people have died. More than 35 are injured and in critical condition in local hospitals in New Orleans. After running over people, he exited his truck and engaged law enforcement with gunfire. He was killed by police in that exchange. In his truck, they found several IEDs and devices to activate IEDs and an ISIS flag. We know that he was born in Beaumont, Texas, according to a 2020 YouTube video that he had out titled Personal Introduction, in which he pitched himself as a professional real estate agent based in Houston, Texas. In one video, he said, serving in the military taught him the meaning of great service and what it means to be a responsible and take everything serious, dotting I's and crossing T's to make sure that things go off without a hitch, he said in the YouTube video. In the video, he sat next to a framed poster with the word discipline in bold and near a book titled Leadership. We know that Jabbar received an associate's degree from Central Texas College in 2010 and a bachelor's degree from Georgia State University in 2017, according to an online resume that he had. Both degrees were related to computer science and information technology. He later worked in business development and data engineering in the consulting firm Deloitte and Actitune, according to the resume. Georgia State University confirmed that Jabbar attended there from 2015 to 2017 and graduated from Bachelor of Business Administration in Computer Information Systems. Jabbar obtained a real estate license in 2019, and the license expired in 2023, according to records from the Texas Real Estate Commission. The records show he took a range of real estate classes on topics such as contract law and finance between 2018 and 2021. He also listed in public records as having previously registered or being associated with several companies in Texas and Georgia. A Texas judge issued a temporary restraining order against him in 2020 after his second wife asked for one during their divorce case. The order mandated that Jabbar refrain from threats, physical harm, or other stipulous behavior against his ex-wife and his children. He was a piece of work.
Trash.
Now, I will stop for just a second and say that I know a bunch of you are asking or probably wondering, where am I getting all this information from, Doug? Because it's not on your major networks at the moment, or most of it's not. And that's because they're not caught up with what's happening. I'm getting this from our local news sources, WAFB, WBRZ, NOLA.com, as well as The Advocate. And I've watched all of the press conferences that are going on with local law enforcement and the FBI, and this task force has been put together to try and figure all this out. So my information is coming from directly on the scene here. We're actually, where we live is 31 miles away from where this took place. Let's see. Next, connected to this terrorist is another. Authorities believe fireworks, a gas tank, and camping fuel were connected to a detonating system controlled by the driver in a Tesla Cybertruck that exploded outside a Trump hotel in Las Vegas this morning as well. That incident is being investigated as a terrorist act. At a news conference, Las Vegas Sheriff Kevin Mayhill said the vehicle fire was reported at the hotel just after 8:40 a.m. this morning. Crews arrived to find the 2024 Cybertruck engulfed in flames, he said. There's one deceased individual inside the Cybertruck, and we do not know whether it is a male or a female at this time, McMell said. 7 other victims sustained described as minor injuries as a result of the explosion. And that explosion is all over the internet right now. You can see it on YouTube or Rumble, or just Google Cybertruck exploding in Las Vegas. Jeremy Schwartz, acting special agent in charge of the FBI in Las Vegas, also confirmed that his team is involved in the investigation. Nevada Governor Joe Lombardo wrote on X that his office is coordinating with authorities and will ensure they have any necessary resources available that they need. And here's an interesting thing. The Cybertruck was rented from the same company that rented the vehicle that was used on the Bourbon Street attack this morning. And it's a company called Tura. And what you can do there is, if you have your own personal vehicle, you can rent it out to whoever you want to. So that same company was used in New Orleans as well as Las Vegas. And that's according to local law enforcement. And if that wasn't enough, throughout New Orleans, video cameras have picked up 3 males and a female placing IEDs around the city of New Orleans. Some of those IEDs have been located and disarmed by law enforcement bomb squads. So that catches you up to date on what we know at the moment about this guy. What a terrible tragedy to start off the new year with.
Yeah, but you know what? Let me tell you, I think we should not give him more attention than he needs.
Well,
it's just my opinion. I could be wrong.
I agree.
I know that it's something that really we need to keep our head on a swivel and look out and not be in crowds of people. That's just me.
Yeah.
We're going to stay away from the scenes with a lot of people. In fact, we don't even go to Bourbon Street.
Yeah, we don't go down there anymore. We used to. I pretty much grew up down there on Bourbon Street in my teen years and in my young adult years before I went in the military, and even afterwards, coming home for Mardi Gras and partying down in New Orleans. But after Hurricane Katrina, New Orleans became a different city. It became a city that was being taken over by an element of crime from the Ninth Ward that just got out of control.
Well, and other people that come in from out of town, you know, I mean, it's scary. You know, you can't go down there and feel as safe as you used to. And, you know, they took a lot of flack, you know, the police officers took a lot of flack, so they didn't do a whole lot. And then they had a corrupt Democratic, and I'm not going to get into politics, but it was pretty corrupt. And so that's whenever we stopped going. But it was always fun to, what are you doing? You're biting on something. Stop eating that, whatever that is. Sorry, we had a dog eating on something.
So it's, you know, New Orleans Police Department, and y'all can check this out if you'd like. It's actually pretty cool to look at, but it's sad. New Orleans Police Department, on their website, they have a thing you can click on called the crime map that gets updated. I think it's every 12 hours, every 24 hours. I believe it's every 12 hours. And it shows a map of New Orleans and color-coded dots that stand for different things. Like a red dot means that somebody was murdered. A blue dot, somebody was raped. Green dot, a carjacking, robberies. You know, if you can think of the crime, there's a color code for it. And you look at that. If tourists were to look at that map before coming to New Orleans,
and a lot of
that
it
would be
covered up.
Yeah. it would be, so that map is just dotted with crime, which is sad. You know, New Orleans is such a beautiful place. It's something that's very dear to both of us, and sadly we can't enjoy it. We do have friends, personal friends, and family that live there.
One of my best friends lives there.
Yeah. So we are going to stay away from it and not going down there anytime soon, other than things that we have to do, whether it's a doctor's appointment or to see family members. But as far as going out into the French Quarter or going out on the Bourbon Street,
right? We don't do Mardi Gras stuff there.
Yeah, we do it where we are at now, or in other parts on the North Shore, for instance, throughout Louisiana. So it's a fluid situation. Things are changing rapidly. For instance, I had reported earlier, as well as many of the news media outlets, that the truck was spotted on video coming across our southern border. And that could be because it was rented to somebody else that took it to Mexico and came back with. We don't know, because they don't know who the driver was in that truck. It could have been this guy, but they don't know at this point. But it's obvious that he was radicalized right here in America to support Islamic terrorism. And it's something that I've been warning about on my podcast for a long, long time now, that it's going to get worse before it gets better. And thankfully, we have a new administration coming on board that's going to
so this isn't going to be about political things, remember?
I know, but how do you
not talk about that?
Yeah, how do you not open up and discuss?
And I'm so with you. It's so difficult to keep our life. I mean, people ask me, how do you live with a man who is always on?
Don't make me spit my coffee out.
Sorry. But for real, he's always like, I mean, here we are at whatever it is, and he's like trying to find out, and he's like, yeah, and he's trying to be engaged, but at the same time he's figuring out whatever. And I mean, we might be at Christmas dinner and it's something whatever, and it's hard to keep our life
well, I mean,
whenever you wake up, excuse me, let me finish. When we wake up and he says, you know what just happened in New Orleans this morning? And these people were whatever, and this thing happened, and this other thing happened, and oh my gosh, this other thing happened, and I'm going, can we talk about something good? Because it's true. There's so much happening, and he can't wait to talk to me or y'all or anybody about it and fix a plan, or talk about what's happening. And there's some good stuff that's happening too.
Exactly. And it's, because of the podcast, the whole thing is
that's your job,
to bring you up to date on, everything that's going on.
He says, I'm going to work, baby. I'm going to work, sweetheart. Wish me luck. I said, okay.
Yeah. Okay, so we're get off of that subject for a little bit.
Christmas was great.
How was Christmas at the Ducote house?
Christmas was great, and New Year's was good. We've spent it across the street with some neighbors, and and then we came home. I made chili. It was good chili.
Yeah, it was very good chili. We went out last night, and they had their kids out across the street and popping fireworks, and it's all fun and games till one of them puts an eye out. Although he didn't put his eye out. Oh, but he did.
He got a little smoke in his eyes.
He got a little thing from a firework that went in his eye, and we were kind of worried there for a little bit. But
he's okay.
He's fine. He did not lose his eye.
He didn't lose his eye.
But I said out loud to everybody that was standing there and the adults, and they kind of laughed at it. It's all fun and games. So somebody puts an eye out, kid. But So yeah, we did that last night. That was pretty cool.
I'm feeling bad, and so I have a little cough, so I'm eating candy. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, we seem to be sick around here a lot.
Well, you know what? We weren't for a while. We didn't have any sicknesses, and then all of a sudden, getting coughs.
Yeah. Well, we know for a fact that the flu season is supposed to be really, really bad this year, and
knocking on that wood.
It's affecting a lot of people, especially here in the South.
Well, it's the bipolar temperature. It's cold, it's hot, it's cold, it's hot.
Yeah, yeah. So earlier today, I had to go out to our boat where we keep it on the Chafunchi River. And I've got it out of the water and in a little storage area. And went down there to run the engines for just 30 seconds. Not hooked up to water to get any water out of them, because we're going to get temperatures down in the upper 20s for about 4 or 5 days in a row, starting, I believe, on Monday. And so if there's any water in those engines, that stuff will freeze and it will do damage to the engine. So went out there today, me and Michael, after work or after his work, and ran the engines briefly and got the water out of them. So that was fun.
Yay, I didn't have to do it.
You didn't have to do it. And I wanted to go take the boat in the water. I was like,
yeah, but not today. I had a headache. I woke up with a headache this morning. I think it was starting with this sinus thing that I've got that's giving me a cough.
Yep.
So let's talk about bird flu for a second. So what I've heard is that we have the first case going from birds to people in Southwest Louisiana. Yeah. And from some people who have geese in their backyard and got sick with that bird flu stuff. Okay, y'all, we need to not do this. Okay, don't play with birds outside. Don't, keep your pets as much, close to us and not around birds, and don't let them eat things in the yard and that kind of thing.
Yeah, definitely. There's a big warning happening down here in the South about your pets, as well as any kind of raw food products.
Yeah. Don't feed your pets raw food.
Yeah.
Cook the food.
Yeah. The last thing we need is for something to happen to one of our puppies. We've had
so
many devastating things happen with our fur babies over the past few years.
That's right.
And that's part of life, but it's still difficult to deal with.
And we don't want that coming inside to us too. Okay, here's the next thing. Speaking of birds, if anybody goes duck hunting and they don't want the ducks or whatever, hey, reach out to me. I would love to have them. I've already said any deer, ducks, whatever. I'd love to have anything. Let me know. Okay. Another thing that's happening is, Mardi Gras is about to start.
Yep.
Do you know what that means? That means we are in king cake heaven.
Almost bought one last night.
Oh my gosh. We're on a diet.
I know.
King cake heaven. Okay. Y'all. So what is the Day of Kings? Do you know that the Day of Kings is January the 6th? Did you know that? And
I know that.
It's a totally different thing. That's the day of Epiphany. And Epiphany is whenever the three kings, or the wise men, the magi, came and gave the gold, the frankincense, and the myrrh to Jesus and to his family. And so let me tell y'all that this is an exciting time when Mardi Gras officially starts. And it's called 12th night here because it's 12 nights since the birth of Christ. And that's when the wise men, the three kings, followed the star and ended up in Bethlehem. And that's exciting. And it's really exciting to rename our January 6th mayhem that happened to be a good thing. So I think, in the Bible it says, and I'm not getting all Jesus here, but in the Bible it says that he will turn the bad to the good. He will give you beauty for your ashes, joy for your pain. Okay. So I think that we need to rename this January 6th what it needs to be, which is Epiphany.
Okay.
After Trump lets out all of the and lets off all of the people,
the political prisoners.
That's exactly right. Okay, so that's my goal, is to pray for that.
Although
we're not getting into political stuff tonight, right?
Those that actually did physical harm, I don't think he's going to let out. And
I don't think he should.
I don't think
the people that but the people that are, I think they should all get king cake.
Get out of prison, get a king cake.
I'm just saying.
All the people that Joe Biden just took off death row.
Oh, they don't need king cakes.
Man,
okay, we're not talking about this.
We're not talking about politics.
We're not doing politics. We're doing love and peace, love, family.
All right, so let's answer some of your questions that I see popping up over here.
Is there questions?
Yeah. So Blue Angel says, you guys having any issues with the fog? Yes.
Oh my gosh.
We are.
Yes, it rolls in and people have terrible accidents.
We've had some really bad accidents on the causeway recently, which separates the North Shore to the South Shore across Lake Pontchartrain. And of course, we also had a really bad incident in the fog on Interstate 55, which is about 25 miles west of us. And there were people that were killed in that. So yeah, we've had issues with the fog. Bruce Coping says, where did I go to?
I don't know.
I hate it how things just
go up.
It happens so
you
fast.
Went up too much.
Did I go up too fast?
Maybe you went down. Somebody did something. I know.
Pam says people are sick everywhere in Vegas.
They're sick. People are sick, y'all. I'm just kidding. That was funny.
That's funny, baby.
Sometimes I just
some people are
myself up.
No, John, they're not asking us to mask up.
No, we're not going to do it either.
If they do, not happening.
That's just my opinion.
I don't think it's going to happen down here, regardless of what goes on.
You know what? Even whenever they asked us to do it down here, most people in Louisiana didn't, because we were going through all of our own hurricanes and stuff, and we didn't get much sicker than the rest of the world. So
yeah. So Pam says king cake and a question mark.
King cake.
What's a king cake?
Is let me tell you what a king cake is. It's like a big cinnamon roll. It's like a big cinnamon cake, cinnamon and sugar cake. And inside of it, they could stuff it with things. One thing they put in every king cake is a baby, a little plastic baby. And the person who gets the baby has to buy the next king cake. Okay.
Right.
And if you bring the king cake to work and you leave the knife in the box, you leave the knife in the box because you cut off a piece and then you leave the knife in the box. Don't throw the knife away though, but you leave the knife until the whole king cake is eaten, and it's topped with sugar.
Yeah.
With icing and sugar. That's what it's topped with. And that is a good one. Look at that. Okay. And they might be stuffed with cream cheese and strawberry, or cream cheese and blueberry, or maybe even, pecans, or sometimes they do the coconut filling, like one of those chocolate cakes have the coconut caramel on the outside of it.
Now they used to, the companies that make the king cakes used to put the little plastic babies in there, and you didn't know where it was at.
That's right. Now they put it in the middle.
But people have choked to death on the baby. Yeah. So now it's separate from the cake in the box, and you put it in there.
Right, and you put it in. But let me just let you know that every child, when you're not looking, lifts up the edge to see if they can see the baby sticking out, because usually you lift it up and you put the baby in. Okay. But we've all done it. So we know that if they cut a certain piece that's like in the middle or somewhere, and they get it finally or whatever.
Yeah. Now, if you live somewhere where you don't have king cake and you want to taste what king cake tastes like, I tell you what you do.
Uh-oh.
Go get a bag of sugar.
No.
And take a big old tablespoon and shove it in your mouth.
It's not like that.
That's eating king cake.
No, it's not. It's not like that.
Freaking pretty sugary.
Well, then I don't have to make you one, do I?
No.
You don't even have to buy one, do you?
No, I'll buy one.
See? It's not that. It's so good though, y'all. And let me just say that I'm gonna be making king cake. Oh, cheesecake. That sounds good too.
Yeah. Pam says, how are your doggies? The doggies are doing good.
They're doing great.
Our Chinese crescent is having some heart issues and is on 3 different medications now that she has to take twice a day, morning and night. So we know that, we're getting to a point where her time is limited.
Let's not even put that out
But
there.
the new fur baby, which is Patches,
is still peeing in the wrong places.
Patches is
and growls at me every now and then. Okay.
That's the last person Patches needs to be growling at.
No,
I'm doing my best to save Patches. I rescued Patches, and now Patches is trying to find his way out.
If anybody needs to rescue Patches from me, they need to. Because for real.
Oh, Patches is going to be with us forever. I done fell in love with him.
I know it. So that's why I'm saying that if somebody else wants to fall in love with him, I'll be more than happy to drive them to him to you.
Pickups and empty shells. What a interesting name. Says, were the 2 terror attacks connected? And at the moment, they're saying that it's a possibility they're connected. They're trying to figure that out. My guess is, yeah, they were connected.
I tell you what wasn't connected. That was my husband cleaning all of his guns yesterday.
Yeah. Isn't it interesting? I pulled out all the guns yesterday. I laid them on the kitchen table.
You didn't clean mine, though. Thanks.
Yours don't need to be cleaned because you're already clean yours, and they haven't been fired.
They haven't been fired.
Mine have. And so I cleaned them all.
Let's go fire mine.
We can do that. And today, when I went out to go take care of the boat, I brought my AR-15 with me. I don't normally do that.
Did you really?
But being so close to where the terrorist attack took place, I don't know what to expect. So may as well be prepared and have it and not need it than need it and not have it. So, yeah.
That's interesting. That's different.
It is. Robert Allen says, mask equals compliant Marxist uniform. I agree.
Yeah, we're not doing that. Oh, if anybody wants to know what the baby looks like. Okay, wait.
Oh, there's the baby.
Here's a picture of the baby. Okay, so they're
little plastic baby.
It's
supposed to be Jesus.
Naked babies. Oh, it's not either.
It is supposed to be Jesus.
I don't know. It's a baby.
I know. And if you read it, it's saying it's baby Jesus.
It's not baby Jesus. It's just, I know, but it's, I don't think
Pam J says, yum, I gained 5 pounds thinking about that cake.
I know it. We do too. And when we pass them in the grocery store, they're like 50 on a table. They make 50 a day, like maybe 100 a day. They're all over the place. And y'all, they do not just sit there. People buy them and they eat them. And everywhere you go, they have these cakes everywhere. And they're so good.
They are. I mean, you go to the local 7-Eleven, there's a freaking king cake there for sale.
Not just one, 20.
A bunch.
Yeah.
Wayne says, not to get into politics, but have you heard anything the left will attempt on the day Congress certifies the election? And that would be no, I have not.
Me either.
And I think it's going to go.
I think it's going to be fine.
As planned with no issues.
I think it's going to be fine.
No we shall see.
I do enjoy the new posts that Trump makes. I just do.
Yeah, he's making some interesting posts.
Yeah, I enjoy it.
Timothy says, does anyone know what would help our Doberman. He's up in age and has what looks like hip
dysplasia.
We're giving him medications, baby aspirin pain.
Ask your vet. We are not vets.
Yeah.
We in fact we
should be vets.
No, we shouldn't.
I should.
We take our puppies in for everything.
If our vets ended up, and I tell my vet this, if you end up allowing people to invest in your company, if you ever end up on the stock market, let me know, because we spend a lot of money on our pets with vet issues constantly. Robert Allen says, that's what you get for not giving any treats to Patches. We tried to give him a cookie a while ago. He wouldn't do it.
Let me tell you, I told you they don't like cookies. I tried to give him treats. Ask Doug. I do. And I say, here, Patches, or whatever. And every now and then I'm sitting on the couch and he comes and he gets on me and he just sits there and I'm happy about that. But then other times he just.
Yeah, not good.
No, it's
not. I took him outside. Well, I take him out. I try and take him out every hour, only an hour to go potty. Although it doesn't always happen that way. But I had him outside a few days ago in the backyard, and the neighbor had their dog out, and so Patches went batshit crazy, ran over the fence, and it just, thinking he's a lion, and their dog is huge, would just eat him alive. And so I said, Patches, get back over here before I shave your ass and make you walk backwards. And the neighbor thought that was the funniest damn thing he'd ever heard. He was laughing. What did you just say? So,
my goodness.
You gotta give Patches, you gotta let him know what's going on, who's in charge here. Swamp Patriot says Patches is suffering from sugar rush from the damn cake.
I haven't had one.
I
did make a banana pudding today.
Yes, I'm going to get into that tonight.
What'd you give him?
This wasn't Patches. This is when we still had Peanut.
Uh-oh.
God rest his soul.
Oh,
but I've given Peanut and GB, the Chinese crescent gator, I'd given her and him a piece of Krispy Kreme donut. And
what?
They went like crazy, running through the house and jumping over stuff.
Haven't you ever seen kids
like,
whenever you give them too much sugar? Oh my God.
It wasn't much. It was just a little bitty bit.
It doesn't matter. They were little tiny.
I wish that would happen with me. It'd be a whole lot easier.
Baby, I try to give you everything.
Disturb Maynard says, if you can clean all your guns in one day, you don't have enough guns. Well, true, I don't have enough guns.
Nobody ever has enough, right?
Although I've been cleaning guns all my life. And with my military service and law enforcement service, you clean guns. That's banana pudding. Oh, that's what I'm going to eat tonight.
I know.
Yeah, it's going to be good. John says, oh my God, you two sound like you're married.
Oh my gosh, we are.
Yeah. Take Nabber says, what is your favorite AR-15? I've got several AR-15s. My favorite one is my Bushmaster. It shoots .223 and 5.56, and it's just a fun gun to take to the range and play with. I
feel very jealous. Should I feel jealous? The Bushmaster and the fact that you play with it at the range. I'm just nervous.
No.
I'm just kidding.
But the AK-47 is my favorite one to shoot.
Oh.
It is and the one I have was actually made in Romania. And it is a wonderful, wonderful weapon to take out. Okay, let's see what else we have. Tammy J says, I wouldn't be able to resist them. I guess you're talking about the king cake.
No.
Let's see. What else do we have? Everybody's liking what I said about Patches.
Donut equals dog math.
Blue Angel says, my 100-pound dog is afraid of my kitten someone left on my doorstep. I hope you rescued the kitten and brought him in, or found somebody to take the kitten. If you're not going to do that. Dog meth or dog crack for the donut. Yeah, I believe so. All right, let's see. What else do we have you guys would like to know about? Tony Lawrence, hey, what's up, brother? Our dogs would kill us if we go away and don't bring back beef jerky. Our dogs won't eat beef jerky. We buy that stuff.
We do.
Just for the dogs. Yeah, I got bags of it.
Oh, that stuff. Yeah. Those little snacks.
They just turn their nose up at it for some reason.
Yeah. Very strange.
Bruce Coping says, I have 25 ARs.
We don't need to know this.
Arm Lights, Bushmaster, Colt, Smith & Wesson, Ruger, Springfield. I have the Bushmaster, Colt, and Smith & Wessons.
We don't need to advertise that either.
It is what it is.
I'm only saying.
You come in here and try and take the weapons,
Big Brother
don't last very long. Oh, I don't care about Big Brother.
I do.
Our stuff's all legal.
Yeah, it is, but I don't care.
Yeah, no biggie.
We got to be careful with all this.
Yeah.
Let's not talk about everything, especially, yeah.
So let's talk about, let's see.
How much you love me?
A lot.
Okay.
With
that's silly stuff that
she always says
all day long.
She always says, with me, without me.
It's true.
Where do you want to be, Doug? With me, without me. I want to be with you, baby.
Then we get it all.
Yeah. So I agreed to do this.
You agreed?
On Wednesday night.
This is what you agreed?
I agreed.
I thought
because so many people, so many subscribers were asking.
Oh, I was about to say, I wasn't the one that said,
No, you didn't suggest it, but I have so many subscribers that kept saying, hey, we love it when Marilyn's on there. When are y'all going to do something together? Y'all should do something together. So this is going to be every Wednesday night.
What are we going to do? We talked about, we don't like New Year's resolutions, but we do like positive change. Okay.
Yes.
So I thought maybe we could make a list of some positive change things that we're going to be doing after king cake season.
Positive changes after.
Well, okay, but we could do, I'm not saying
my New Year's resolution.
No, we can't do that.
Was going to be, I was going to quit drinking.
Oh, well.
And she said, you can't do that till after our snow skiing trip in March.
Yeah, because we're going to be drinking then.
So I have to drink.
We don't drink a whole lot. It seems like we do because everybody always talks about drinking and stuff. We might buy a bottle of something and then we won't drink that for a long time. We might.
I probably buy a bottle of whiskey every month, and I probably have 10 bottles that have never even been opened.
Yeah. Yeah. And I buy wine, and
we got a lot of wine.
We do open them, but then neighbors come over and we have I probably have 2 or 3 sips of it, or maybe a half a glass of it, and throw the rest of it away.
Take Napper says, Doug, having a show tomorrow night or back to Tuesday. The live Douglas Ducote podcast will continue to be on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Right. We just added Wednesday night, that will be us talking about whatever. For instance, here's a good question. What do you think are my best traits?
I like that I feel so safe around you. You think things through before you react. And if you don't, because you're having some kind of PTSD, whatever, you listen to me. If I go, hey, wait a minute, hold it. This isn't okay. Or just wait, let's think about this for a second. And you go, okay, wait, hold it. and you check yourself for a second, because we want to check ourselves before we wreck ourselves, right? So we do. And I like the fact that you and I, we really, even whenever we're having bad days, the other person like steps in and goes, okay, evidently you're having a bad day. Let's look at this a little bit different.
True.
I like that about you. That's I think, and also that you truly do look at everything before you make a decision on something.
Almost to a point of it being a distraction.
Yeah. Because sometimes I'm going, yes, the answer is yes. Now figure out how, and he's like, no, I don't think so. Hold on. Let's look at this a little bit different.
But who says no to suggestions?
Me,
more?
always. He says, you know what I want to do? And I go, what? And sometimes it's really out there and I have to say, okay, how long could I live with this? Okay. And I can repaint that, or I can change that out in 2 years or whatever. And he'll get tired of this. And true story. Okay. So we had this dog and he's like, what I really want to do is give the dog half of the backyard. So we're going to just put so the back door. Okay. So what we'll do is, here's our yard. Okay. This was a long time ago in another house.
This was Sally, for those of you that have been watching this for years.
So here's our house, and he wants to put like a fence down the backyard exactly and give half of it to Sally and half of it to us. Now, who wants to walk out their backyard and see a fence going from the house to the back fence? I don't understand why you would take a house. Okay, the house. Okay, understand the house. Okay, and then take a fence and go all the way to the back. What? Okay, but then I started thinking he really loves this dog, and how long is this dog going to last? And how,
our pets are treated better than most humans.
So I love him more than I cared about the fence. Okay. Was this the hill I wanted to die on? No. Give the fence to your husband. He wants a fence, put the darn fence in. He's going to pay for it. Fine. Put the fence in. And you know what? Then you take it out when something happens to the dog or whatever. You move it and you go, yes, I can have my backyard again. Of course, the hurricane took our house.
Yeah. And the fence.
And everything
and
else.
The doghouse. Sally had the best doghouse of any dogs.
It's true. It's so that he could go outside and be there if I decided
to kick me to the doghouse.
Yeah, that he was in the doghouse. But I never did. He had air conditioning and he had heating.
She had air conditioning, heating. Oh, yeah, I did. Indoor, outdoor carpet.
And it was right outside our bedroom window. So he could look out and go, I love you. Good night, sweetheart. I love you. Good morning, darling. Are you okay out there? Are you all right? Do you need something? And I said, no, I don't need anything, dear. Oh, you were talking to the dog.
JC Quick
that's a real story, y'all.
Says she damn sure looks better than you. You haven't seen this side of me.
Oh, that's a good side.
Yeah, she does, doesn't she?
Thank you.
Cipher sore eyes. Trust me, many a times.
We do have a good time.
Pam says, I like to collect bottles. I don't drink.
Okay. Bottles are good.
The cat already owns your dog. I don't know what that meant.
No, the cat up there.
Oh, okay.
You know what we didn't do? We didn't open any
says,
champagne.
Hey neighbors,
we
Douglas
have champagne
and
that we didn't open. Let's do that tonight.
I hate champagne.
I know you do. I was thinking about,
my own
best. I was thinking about my own best interests.
Oh, well.
I mean.
Bruce says, I severed my relationship with alcohol we did not get along.
You know what?
That's
Sometimes
for a lot of people.
And you know what? Some people don't get along and can't.
Yeah.
At all.
Paul Sell says you guys should do a show from your kitchen.
Yes.
Marilyn makes her chili. You know what? I can't tell you how many times she has said she wants to do a cooking type show.
Because I can cook.
Yeah.
Sometimes I cook and it's really bad.
Oh, I'm a great cook, by the way.
No,
I can cook up.
You cannot.
Roadkill.
No, you can't.
Possum.
No, you can't.
Squirrel.
No, you can't. And you do not go into my kitchen with any of that mess.
I'm not really even allowed in the kitchen.
He's just not allowed to even make toast.
Yeah. I can burn water. Pretty damn good at that. And let's see. What else do we have?
He stirs sometimes. Sometimes I tell him to stir something and he thinks I mean like constantly. And then I come back in and he's still, when do I get to stop? And I'm like, wait, I just wanted you to stir it and walk off.
Yeah. So anyhow, that's it for tonight, folks. This is our first Wednesday night to do this.
It was fun.
Beginning of it had to be about this terrorist attack, obviously. But in the future, I've got a lot of different thoughts in my head about where we're going to take this.
Usually sometimes whenever he has the thoughts in his head, he's like, that sounded really good in my head before I said it.
Yeah. that too. But a lot of these people have come to realize that, hell, some of y'all only tune in to see what I'm going to say next. But I get so many people that say, man, you say all the stuff that I want to say, but I can't say because of my job.
That's right.
Or because of, situation I'm in or what have you. And here's what it is. I've did my time and now I'm going to exercise my constitutional rights every way I possibly can that I help protect.
And I'm here being a PTSD therapist to help.
And it's not just me. I mean,
I know, I'm just picking.
She helps veterans with PTSD and does not charge them. So, yeah, that's something that she does very, very good at. Tam J says, thank you both. Lots of fun.
It was fun.
This was fun.
Happy New Year, everyone.
Yeah, definitely. Happy New Year.
2025 started off not okay. But you know what? We're going to change it. Turn that frown upside down. We are going to make this happen. 2025 is going to be okay.
Yeah, I think it's going to be the best year of our life. And
it's going to be the best year of my life. Ooh,
she's a good singer too, when she's not playing around.
I do like to play around.
Anyhow, thanks so much for tuning in tonight. In the future, we will be doing lots of other different things. We'll be talking about a lot of different things. And to get more on a personal level with you all out there, and feel free to, in advance, to send any questions you might have for either one of us to Douglas at douglasducote.com or Marilyn at douglasducote.com. And we'll be sure to add it to the conversation and answer the questions for you. As always, please say a prayer for our men and women serving the United States military, our veterans, our law enforcement officers, our first responders, their families, our angel families, our blue and gold star families, and our country. May God bless the United States of America. And thank you, dear Lord, for Donald Trump and helping us put behind this disaster of 4 years that we've been living under with this current administration.
And this isn't political.
It can't happen fast enough. I'm not going to end it political.
No.
I'm going to end it by saying,
have a great New Year, and we're so excited.
Happy New Year. Have a wonderful night. And I'll see you back tomorrow night, whether you're watching me live on YouTube, Rumble, X, formerly Twitter, LinkedIn. Please like and subscribe to the show. And
I'll see you next Wednesday.
Correct. If I don't bring you in for something else. Who knows? All right, everybody. Thank you. God bless you. And I'll see you tomorrow night for the normal Douglas Ducote Show. Take care.